Hello everyone, it's so good to be back. I'm doing videos after almost one and a half years. It was a pretty hectic grad school life and it feels so good to be back. Alright, so social distancing has become the new normal. Everything has become virtual these days, from virtual meetings to virtual interviews to virtual dates. Dating apps are reporting a huge spike in the number of Zoom dates, and that's something so strange that we have never heard of before. So be it an interview or be it a date, there's a huge necessity to look good on those videos. I'm here to share with you 5 tips to look sharp in that video interview of yours. Now, you might ask me, why is it so important to look good on the videos when all that matters in an interview is your talent? I totally agree. You've prepared so hard, you know the answers to all the questions, you're a very intelligent and hard-working individual. Even then, it's really important to look good on the videos. Now picture this. Imagine watching your all-time favorite movie. Imagine watching Avengers Endgame in a poor internet connection. The video keeps buffering, the video is so choppy, Netflix is not able to handle high-definition streaming and hence it downgrades the streaming quality. Would you be interested in watching the movie any further, or would you keep it for another day? Now that's exactly what happens if the quality of your audio and video is not great in your interviews. Unintentionally, the interviewer will lose interest in talking to you any further, and he would want to probably wind up the interview much faster than it actually should have been. And you lose on those precious extra minutes to convince your interviewer to give you that job, or convince that girl for another date. So here are the 5 tips. Tip number 1, make an investment. Now, I'm not asking you to make some crazy investments to buy some high-tech video equipment and lighting equipment. I'm only going to ask you to make 3 basic investments. Number 1 is a web camera. I agree that all laptops today come with a camera. All laptops do have a web camera, but trust me, they're not great, and some of them are horrible. Now, my laptop is 3 years old, and the camera on this laptop is extremely horrible. It's a VGA camera, and it's honestly good for nothing. Now, how do you find out if you should make this investment or not? Number 1, eyeball it. Just look at the quality of your video camera, and if you think it's not good enough, go for a new camera. Number 2, if you're in a dilemma, if you feel it's good sometimes, if you feel it's not so good sometimes, and you're not sure if you want to make that investment or not, go to your laptop's technical specifications on Google. If the camera type is VGA or anything less than 2 megapixels, it's high time that you make that investment. Now, I used to use a Logitech web camera, a 720p HD web camera. It's great, but I recently got a new one called Fasio. It's not a reputed brand, but I really like the web camera for one reason, that it is wide angled. Now, let me show you the difference. This is how a Logitech 720 pixels camera will look like, and this is how the Fasio wide angle camera looks like. Now, the difference here is that the wide angled camera lets you show your gestures and your body language in the best possible way to your interviewer. The person on the other side of the screen is able to see you as much as possible, your gestures, your confidence and your body language, and that's definitely a bonus point. Now, the second investment that you have to make, and this is something that you must make, is a lavalier microphone, something like what I'm using right here. The inbuilt microphones of your laptops and the inbuilt cameras, of course, like we discussed in the previous section, are not really that great. Now, your laptop was not meant to be a video conferencing device. It's just a feature in your laptop. Your laptop is meant for something else. Video conferencing is not its primary purpose. Maybe the laptop manufacturing companies will start manufacturing laptops with great cameras and microphones thanks to the coronavirus, but we don't know. But the laptops you have until now do not really have a great microphone and camera in most cases, unless and until it's a high-tech gaming laptop or something like that. So a lavalier microphone is more dynamic and captures all frequencies in a much better way. Towards the end of the video, I'm going to show you the difference between using the regular camera and microphone of your laptop and using an added camera and a laptop. Now, I normally use a Rode microphone for making my videos, but I wouldn't ask you to buy a Rode for a video interview. It's too expensive. I would probably stick to something which is about $17 to $20. Like this one I'm using right now is called a Comica microphone. I got it from Amazon for $18, I guess. It works really fine. You're able to hear the audio clearly, and that's what we need. So the second investment that you have to make is a lavalier microphone. Now, here's a catch. If your speaker stops working when you plug in your lavalier microphone, here's the reason. Check the jack of your microphone. Your microphone jack is of 2 types. One is called a TRSS and one is called a TRS. Tip, ring, sleeve and sleeve. Tip, ring and sleeve. What you need for your lavalier microphone is a TRS. Because of the wide use of smartphones these days for making videos, and smartphones need a TRSS, a lot of lavalier microphones these days by default come with a TRSS. In which case you can buy a simple adapter to convert from TRSS to TRS. The difference is that out of the two sleeves, one sleeve is for your speakers and the other sleeve is for your microphone. And you will use a TRSS only when you're using a comprehensive device like the one that you see in call centers, which has both a headphone and a microphone, which means the audio input and output flow through the same wire. And that's when you need two sleeves. Now, when you're just using a lavalier microphone, your laptop will think that you're using two devices if you plug in a TRSS and will block the default audio to the speaker and try sending it through the same wire. So always use a TRS when you're using just a lavalier microphone and a TRSS only when you're using a comprehensive device. I wouldn't recommend using that. Trust me, from the other end of the screen, it looks like we are interviewing somebody who's piloting an aircraft. So use a lavalier microphone and use the default speakers on your laptop. You will look great on your video. Now, the third investment that you're supposed to make, and this is optional, is to get a ring light. A ring light provides a nice even light on your face. Now, if you don't want to spend 20-25 bucks on a ring light, it's totally fine. I'm going to teach you how to get a similar effect using any light. For example, this light, which I got from Walmart for about $5, can still do the job if you use it properly. So the first tip that I'm giving you is make an investment. Tip number 2, choice of room. Now, a lot of times we are in a confusion on which room to choose. Should I sit in my living room? Should I sit in my bedroom? Should I sit in my home office? If you have a home office, that's great. You can use your home office. But most of the time, students are left with living rooms and bedrooms. And I would say choose your bedroom. Now, here are the parameters that would determine your choice of room. Number 1, the room has to be smaller. Number 2, the room has to have a lot of furniture. Now, this will prevent any echo from the walls. And if you have a lot of furniture, the furnitures will absorb the sound and make sure that the signal which is sent is clear and does not carry any echo with it. And it's going to sound crisp and clear. And it also has minimum disturbances if you choose a smaller room with a lot of furniture in it. Make sure that the room is noise free. Make sure that it's not nearby a kitchen or something where you keep hearing some noises. Make sure that the disturbance is as minimum as possible. Number 3, your background. Now, this is very, very important. Trust me, in the last 2 months of conducting several video interviews and meetings, I am honestly tired of seeing a lot of clothes hanging behind your beds, your pillows, your whatnot. Always remember to use a plain background. That's the best choice that you can make for a video interview. Now, if you have a professionally looking home office that you think will look great on the video, it's okay. But I would still say a plain background is much better. The reason is that you don't have any chance to create a distraction for the interviewer. If the background is plain, his focus is going to be completely on you and not on anything else like maybe your essential oil diffuser or your pen stand, which could cause a distraction. Okay, so choose a plain background. Now, when you choose a background, this is how you make a choice. Let me show you my room. So I have a plain background here, and I also have a plain background here. Now, my choice would be this one because this is directly opposite to a natural light source. Now, if you happen to get something like this, that's your best case scenario. Pick the background which is right opposite to a natural light source. And always remember, never have a window behind you when you give an interview. This is going to cause opposite lighting, which means the light from the window is going to fall on your camera and the video is going to look bleached. Okay, now 3 tips are done. Tip number 1, I have made an investment. Tip number 2, I've chosen the best room I could. And tip number 3, I located a plain background just opposite to the natural light source, and hence I made some small adjustment to my room so that I can sit against the plain background. Okay, tip number 4 is lighting. Now, just like I said, I have a $5 light from Walmart right here, and I'm going to turn on this light and show how this looks on the video. So this is how it looks without any changes. I already have a good source of natural light right there, and that's the reason I told you to pick a background right behind a natural light. You see the advantages. However, if you have a poor source of natural light, or maybe it's happening in the evening when the sun has already set, I'm going to show you how to use an additional light source. Now, when I turn on this light, you see that it's too bleached, it's too washed out, right? Now that's what happens when the light source is too close to your face. It gets concentrated at one point, which is your face, and it's too hard. So what are we gonna do? Step number one, move it further away. You see the difference? The video is not bleached anymore. It's clear, it looks nice. That's because I have a light source which is a little far away from me and it's not too close to my face. Another reason for keeping the light source a little far away is to avoid eye irritation. After a point in time, if the light source is too close to your face, it's going to be hard on your eyes and you'll have to start squinting your eyes to see the person who's interviewing you. So keep it far away. Now, even after keeping the light far away, if you still find it to be too bleached, here's the second thing that you should do. Use a paper towel. Now, paper towels can be used as excellent diffusers of light. Now, I'm going to show you how. Let me just take a layer. I don't want to waste too much. These are the most precious commodities of today's era. So I'm going to keep it on the light source and just put a rubber band. That's it. What the paper towel does is that it diffuses the light and makes it more soft and even instead of hard and concentrated. So that's the difference it makes. The video is no more bleached. The light is more even. It's more soft on my face rather than being hard on my face. You see the difference? Now that's the reason I recommend using a toilet paper or a white piece of cloth, if you have any, to diffuse the light and make it soft. The fifth and final tip that I have for you is the angle of your camera. Now if you can see from this, the camera is almost on the level of my neck. It's far below my eyes. Now to get the best video quality, it is important that the angle of your eyesight and the angle of your camera are aligned. Now do not worry to get a laptop stand or any other fancy equipment. You can just achieve this by keeping a few books underneath your laptop or maybe an Amazon carton box. Okay, now I've kept a few books and I've also adjusted the position of the light source a little, changed the angle and the position so that it does not cast a shadow of my laptop on my face, making me look darker. And this is the difference that it makes. Okay, this is how my camera naturally looks. I'm just recording purely without making any of the changes that I have suggested to you so far. I'm using the laptop's camera, I'm using the inbuilt microphone of the laptop, I've not changed any light settings, and this is how you look. After following these 5 tips, this is how your video is gonna look. Thank you for watching. I hope you like this video. If you do so, please leave a comment and do share it with your network. If you have further questions, please do leave them in the comments and I'll be more than happy to answer them for you. Good luck with all your video interviews and of course your video dates.